almost every 2 weeks, I was always fixing a new nail. Then it got to a point where my nail was actually removing from the bed. I was so scared. I thought something was wrong with me. Hey lovelies, welcome back to my channel. This is Oluwatife, and if you are a first time subscriber, thank you for stopping by. Please make sure you subscribe to the channel, you share the video, and give it a thumbs up. Thank you so much. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you as well. So in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you some of the things I wish I knew as a teenager. Yep, but these are going to be healthcare or hygiene tips, alright? So nothing emotional or anything in this video. Yeah, but before I do that, I'm wearing an outfit from my brand, Emrin Glitz. Make sure you check me out on Instagram. Yes, I can make customized outfits for you for both men and women, all right? So, and children as well, so I've got you covered. So make sure you patronize me, and thank you in advance. So let's get right into today's video. So the first thing I wish I knew as a teenager is, first off, to love my skin. As a teenager, as someone who was in high school or secondary school, as we call it here in Nigeria, I wanted to be light skinned. I wanted to be really beautiful. I did not really feel beautiful in my own skin, so I would use a lot of body lotions that eventually gave me discoloration. But I think when I was maybe like 18 or maybe 17, I got to love my skin, and I started doing some research, got to know what my skin type was, and stuck to a lotion. Yeah, so right now I've been using the Dove Invigorating Care, and it's really nice. Sometimes when people touch my actual skin, they're like, oh yeah, your skin feels kind of smooth, it's soft, so I love the compliment I'm getting, and I love the fact that right now I don't really have any discoloration or anything on my body anymore, and it's amazing. Yeah, I look beautiful. So first things first, I got to love myself, and I picked a particular lotion that is just a moisturizing lotion, and I am sticking to that lotion. Yeah. So the next thing is my nail care. Before now, I used to be on nails like almost every 2 weeks. I was always fixing a new nail. Then it got to a point where my nail was actually removing from the bed. I was so scared. I thought something was wrong with me. But then again, I made inquiries and I realized that some of the chemicals, the glues and everything we put on our nails are not entirely healthy. So even if at all I was supposed to fix my nails, I shouldn't do it so often. So right now, I don't fix my nails except whenever I have a very important occasion to attend. Alright, aside from that, I'm on my natural nails. And I learned how to groom my natural nails, and my nails look really good. I trim them regularly, I file them when I should. And honestly speaking, I love what my nails look like right now. Yep. So another thing is the fresh breath confidence. As a teenager who was just starting out life, I used to brush once a day. Even that once a day was but I started brushing twice a day, and whenever I have to step out or I have to be anywhere, maybe I'm going to school, I'm going to work, I always have something minty in my bag. So whenever I have to talk to people, I won't, have to maybe draw back subconsciously because I'm like, I hope my breath is not smelling, So make sure you have something minty with you, and of course floss as much as you can regularly. Make sure you floss, all right? So just only brushing, and make sure you floss in between your teeth, because sometimes when we eat, we have things that will get stuck in between our teeth, and if you don't remove it, it tends to have a smell kind of. When you're flossing, try and maybe perceive what is coming out from in between your teeth, and you'd realize that flossing is absolutely important. Another thing is to also get a tongue scraper, and of course scrape your tongue. I scrape my tongue once a week or twice a week, depending on how often I want to do it, alright? So make sure you scrape your tongue as well. And if you don't have a tongue scraper, your brush, make sure you use it to, brush your tongue, because sometimes our tongue smells as well. So I don't have to wear something really expensive or overly beautiful or anything like that, but whatever it is I'm wearing, I make sure it is clean and it is smooth. So you would never see me wear something that is wrinkled. If you see me wearing anything wrinkled, just know it's not me. It can never be me. Even if I'm going down the street to just get something in my street, I won't wear anything that's wrinkled. I would always make sure that my outfits are looking clean and they are smooth, alright? So if you have so what I did basically, because I know how to sew, I go for materials or fabrics that doesn't really have, when I wash, it it won't have so much wrinkles on it. For instance, like this that I have on my sleeve is a really soft crepe. Even if I wash this outfit and I do not iron it, it's not going to have so much obvious wrinkles on it, okay? So you can actually go for materials that won't need you to like iron them over and over. But irrespective of whatever type of outfit you're wearing, make sure you iron as much as you can. Taking care of myself properly, the intimate care. So my coochie, or should I call it the hoo-ah? Whenever I'm on my period, I make sure that I don't use a pad for more than 8 hours. No matter how expensive the pad is or whatever the situation is, I make sure that after 8 hours, or once I realize, okay, the pad seems to be full, I'm going to change it. So when I'm on my period and I'm going out, I would always have an extra 1 or 2 pads in my bag. In case maybe I get stained or I'm feeling a little bit uncomfortable, I'll be able to change it. I won't have to, be all nervous and oh my god, or asking people to help me check it. Oh my god, am I stained? No, instead of doing all that, just have an extra pad. It's going to save you the stress and trouble of all those female brouhaha wahalas. All right, another thing is that I had a period tracker on my phone. And period tracker, I'm not trying to get pregnant or anything, so I'm not trying to know when my fertility days are or anything, but the major reason why I have a period tracker on my phone is because it's not always accurate, but at least you would have an estimated time of when your period is supposed to come. So if your period is supposed to come maybe tomorrow, as you're stepping out today, you would have a pad with you. Just make sure you have a pad around you, so whenever your period comes, maybe a day before or a day after, and you're in public, you would be rest assured that you have a pad you can use, so you won't have to be all nervous or start looking for pads or maybe tampons, depending on whatever it is you use. Alright, so have a period tracker to know exactly when your period is coming so that you would be prepared, okay? Then the next thing is that I always make sure that my hands are clean and moisturized. First off, before now, my palm used to be really hard. Like if I slap you, the map of Africa is going to like literally showing. My palm was that hard. But I started moisturizing my hand regularly and my palm is softer compared to what it was before. It has not gotten to the point where I want it to be, but consistent use of a moisturizer on my hand for a very long time is really effective. Alright, so whenever I wash plates or I put my hand inside water, I would always make sure that I moisturize my hand, so my hand, the skin on my hand is not looking flaky or hard or anything. It looks really good, as you can see. Yep. So make sure you have a moisturizer, make sure your hands are always clean. Whenever you're done using the restroom, wash your hands. If you are too lazy to use soap, in my house I have a sanitizer. So if I'm too lazy to use soap, I'll just sanitize my hand. I would be rest assured that my hands are clean. If I touch any surfaces, I won't have to be all worried or anything like that. Okay. And the next thing is smelling good. Before now, I used to use only body spray and that was it. All right. And I realized that when I use the body spray in like an hour or 2 hours, I'm not smelling nice, and I used to feel like maybe it's because I'm not using the expensive perfumes or blah 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 like that. But then again, I realized an hack that would make your perfume smell and last longer on your body. So you take the normal Vaseline, the normal grease, the petroleum jelly, the normal one, put it on your pulse point or wherever it is you want to apply your perfumes. Let it sit for like 30 minutes, then you spray your perfume or your perfume oils or body spray on it. Don't tap like this, just allow it to dry on its own, and you'd realize that you're smelling good for a very long time. All right, when I go to school, some of our lecture halls, because we're still like 3 faculties doing the same courses together at this point in time, the lecture halls, people are sweating, the smell is not really pleasant, and the ventilation is not that great, so instead of you to smell like everyone else, it's going to be good if you try that hack and you're smelling good all through the day. So no matter how much I've sweated or the stress I've gone through, I'm still smelling nice. When people hug me, they are always complimenting me like, oh my god, you smell really nice. And I've had situations whereby I'll just walk past people, especially ladies, and they'll be like, oh my god, you smell really nice, what do you use? And I'll tell them, oh, this is what I use. You can actually try this out as well. These are random people that I don't know, and honestly it makes my head swell when I have compliments like that. Yeah, so try that out, and don't just only stick to perfumes alone. Make sure you have a deodorant. If you sweat a lot, instead of getting a deodorant, you can actually get an antiperspirant, get a body oil or perfume oil, and get a body spray or a perfume as well. So all those three, combine it together, layer your perfumes, and you realize that you're smelling sweet all through the day. Trust me. Then the next thing is my foot care. All right, so a lot of times you see really beautiful men and women looking all nice from their head up to their ankle, but their feet is nothing to write home about. So make sure you moisturize your feet, make sure you scrub your feet. So most times when we have our bath, we tend to like neglect our feet, or we just scrub it once or twice and we're gone. No, I started washing my feet properly, taking time to moisturize my feet, and honestly it looks as toned as the rest of my body. My feet is not looking different from my face or my hand, you know, it's looking the same. So make sure, if you're not taking proper care of your feet, make sure you do that, all right? You don't have to go to any expensive or elaborate manicure or pedicure spa shop to have all those done. Start with, you know, your day-to-day routine. Start with taking extra care of your body parts, and you'd realize that, you know, you look good, you smell nice, and you're having much more confidence, and you're even loving yourself more. Well, this is not exactly an hygiene tip, but it's something that I wish I had known as a teenager, and that's like the power of no. I used to be really afraid to set boundaries. I used to be so scared of, you know, making people unhappy. I used to be a people pleaser. That's just the point. You know, whenever people say, oh, I want you to do this, I'm always like, okay, yeah, I'll do it. Even if it is not convenient for me, or while I'm doing it, I'm feeling like, oh my God, what kind of, you know. But I realized that when I started setting boundaries for myself, and I'm like, okay, this is something that I'm not going to take. When people ask me to do this, at this point, I'm going to tell them no, maybe because I have something else that is important, or I just want to have peace. I just want to like be alone, and I don't want anybody to stress me. You know, when I started telling people no, and I started setting boundaries, reasonable boundaries, all right, not unreasonable ones, no. I started setting reasonable boundaries, and I realized that, okay, feeling overly stressed that I used to feel before, I don't feel that anymore. I feel more confident, you know, I'm not overworking myself. I'm doing things at my pace. I just realized that, you know, my life just became way more easier and, you know, better, because I'm still hardworking, but I used to work really, really hard, and I would have little to no results to show for it, because I was doing a lot of irrelevant things that were not adding to my growth. They were not adding to my bank accounts. It was adding literally nothing to my life, but it was adding stress. Okay, yeah, it was adding stress to my life. You know, I started telling people no on things that I just feel like I'm not supposed to do this, or I don't want to do this, you know. Yeah, so basically, if you're someone who has not been incorporating any of these things into your daily life, make sure you try it. Trust me, it's going to be way better. I feel better about myself. I love myself more. Like, if you know how much I love myself, I don't know, it's I can't really quantify it, but when I started doing all these things, I just realized that man, life is easy, like, you know. So yeah, that's it. In case you have any other thing you feel, you know, people should incorporate into their maybe daily routines or into their life, that you feel I did not mention, you can actually put it in the comment section. I'll be so glad to read all your opinions and your thoughts on these things. And if there is something you've been doing as well, and you know, maybe want to share why you're doing it, and the, you know, positive stuffs you've that has impacted into your life, you can put it in the comment section as well. I'll be glad to read them. Yeah. And thank you so much. If you watched up to this point, like, you're the real deal. Thank you. If you've not subscribed, please don't forget to click on that red subscribe button and turn on post notifications so you don't miss out on any of my future videos. I'm going to be talking about, in my next video, I'm going to be talking about some of the challenges I'm facing right now as, you know, a mom who is a full-time student and who is also working as well. So you don't want to miss that, because it's going to be really, you know, insightful. Yeah, so thank you so much. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.